Monday morning. Yay. Gonna open the YouTube side. The YouTube side. The evil YouTube side. And I'm almost there. And okay, I'm settled in. Hi, Brenda. Yeah, you're first. Sunshine.
Ignore the
60
spelling.
plus adventures. Do I know you 60 plus adventures? Hi, Craig. Maggie. Lag. So, Monday morning. It's Harry. Oh, that's Harry? Really? Harry, did you change your, It is Harry. What the heck? Or do you have two YouTubes? Why do you have two YouTubes? Are you just being silly, Harry? What the heck? Why would you want two YouTubes? I guess so you can, troll with the other one. I wouldn't put it past him. Alright, I'll add this one as a moderator just because you're cool.
Because he's one of the cool kids?
Yeah, Harry's one of the cool kids. Anybody that has the patience to ship Fenton glass is a cool kid.
Anybody that has the patience to ship glass, period. I was watching one gentleman, and he buys old windows out of early 1900 houses where they're the poured glass panes, and then he pops out all the panes and sells them off one pane at a time.
That shipping's got to be a pain.
It's expensive, but his clientele is people that are doing remodels, and they want to replace the glass with the same type of glass. So he said that they were willing to pay for it.
Craig and me think alike. That's scary. I'll be right back. I got to get some more coffee.
Okay. So how was everybody's weekend this weekend since Todd's gone to get some coffee? It has rained off and on here all weekend long. At times, thundering and lightning. My oldest turns 26 today.
In this episode,
Well done. Is that stuff from the unit that you just bought? Craig, was that things that you bought that came out of the storage unit, or is that just a little bit of everything? Cool. He has.
Craig, didn't you just buy like 5 storage unit?
Yeah.
Last week.
We've been talking about it on the DL, so. He got a bunch of good stuff. Bunch of stuff he gave away.
Your sales suck. Anissa, poor Anissa. Ugh. I had some weird weekend sales. I sold 19 things on Saturday. Yay. And then
Wow.
yesterday I sold 2. That's some consistency right there.
Well, maybe you ought to work on weekly averages and not daily averages.
I know. You look at my chart of sales and it's just, it's just friggin' all over the place.
One of the guys that I follow on YouTube, he was showing he was talking about his views have been so bad or so erratic, and he was showed a screen of his views for the week, and it looked like he was flatlining, and then he would go up and then come back down, and he'd flatline again and go back down. But where it was flatlining was not actually zero; it was actually like 700 some odd views, and normally his views were like 15,000, which is where the big spikes would come from. And he said, I guess he just was because of the holidays and people not not watching, they're not on their computers.
Yeah,
What did you sell, Anissa? When you sold those 2 mink coats for 15 grand a piece, that's pretty good.
I have a problem buying 2. Yesterday I bought 500 nail polishes. And that's after the last auction where I bought 10,000 Band-Aids. I gotta make an auction run pickup.
Do you, your Band-Aids, how are they been selling?
Haven't got them yet. I gotta go pick them up from the auction.
Oh, the Band-Aids is a new purchase too.
Yeah, I usually go through 2 auctions before I go do a pickup. They let me do that.
Oh, okay.
They
Because you have
hold
to drive quite a ways, don't you?
Yeah, it's an hour and 15, hour and 20 minutes to get to the auction house from
Cool.
here. So
all those Band-Aids, be sure and put prepper or something down in the hashtags or the description or something like that.
yeah, they call them Band-Aids in the auction, but I think they're an off-brand. They're not Band-Aid brand. I won't be able to call them Band-Aids in the. I just have to call them adhesive bandages. But they're individually packaged, so I'm just going to throw like 50 or 100 in a lot and sell them off that way. Put a bra on and make a video with the Band-Aids.
Yeah.
I can make a bunch of bras out of Band-Aids. That'd look cool.
Get
Everyone needs Band-Aids. They do. I just got to make mine cheap enough and make sure they shouldn't weigh very much, so I shouldn't be just killed on shipping costs. I I can pick up your stuff? Okay. I'll get that right out to you. I am stuck on Band-Aid, 'cause Band-Aid stuck on me.
Oh, that's a blast from the past.
Yeah, I remember that jingle.
Yeah. I can't believe 32-inch monitors are $199 now.
I used to wear so many Band-Aids in the summertime. I would, I'd be outside a lot, and then I'd take the Band-Aid off, and I wouldn't have any suntan on that spot I had the Band-Aids.
Yeah, but in this, a Hooters food's not good.
Yeah, gotta go check the mail wearing nothing but Band-Aids with my smoking lawnmower.
That's right.
Carol, you're first in the hearts of Americans. Yes, you are. Oh, I got a whole bunch of stuff. I got some bareback saddles. I don't even know what they are. I just thought, that looks like it'd be fun to sell, so I bought them. Bought some more
Who?
Army surplus stuff. Bought a big lot of 1950s reel-to-reel tapes. I bought a Honda Goldwing mud flap. Bought two vintage skateboards. Kryptonics. Or maybe I just only got one of the only got one of the skateboards. Skateboards sell pretty good, but man, they're a pain in the butt to ship. You have to build a box.
I was looking at what was a bareback saddle. And
They call
basically,
it a
it's a
bear. It's
pad.
kind of a. It's kind of just like a saddle blanket with stirrups.
Yeah, that's what I was just looking at. I'd never heard of such of a thing.
But what did I pay for those? Two bareback saddles and one buddy saddle. So a buddy saddle attaches to the back of a regular saddle, so you can ride double. I gave $40 for 3 saddles. But I saw the bareback saddles selling for like 50 to 80 bucks, so I think I'll do okay. No, I always thought bareback was just you got on a horse without a saddle on it. But
Yeah.
where do I put all this stuff? Actually, I've been kind of paring down the death pile. I've done a lot of consolidating, a lot of throwing out, and a lot of listing. So I got some room now. I got to take the pickup though, because I got a bunch of stuff. It's not going to fit in Gwen's car. I used to have a pool. Yeah, I drained the pool, and that's my stocking area now. Actually, that'd probably be a good place to put stock. Just to
Well, you could build like a shed over it
build a shed over it.
to keep it dry, and then put stairs down into the bottom of the pool.
Well, there's stairs on the end of the pool. If you drain it,
Okay.
you already got stairs.
What is it, like 30 inches deep?
The pool?
Yeah.
No, the deep end is 9 feet.
Damn, Todd, you got a real pool.
Yeah.
Most people have like flat ones, like 3 feet deep.
No, I got diving board and everything. Problem is, it's not a huge pool. If you dive off and you go too far toward the other end, you'll hit the bottom because it's going to slope up.
Right. At one time, Texas, at one time we had like 5 or 6 Hooters here in Charlotte. We're down to 2. I haven't been to one. Let's see. We'll be married how long this year, honey?
29 years.
29 years. I haven't been to a Hooters in 29 years. Because my best friend at the time took me to a Hooters when I got married.
Yeah, we used to go to Hooters at the band director convention once in a while.
I was never impressed with their food. I mean, the girls were pretty, but the food was not worth what it cost. But then again, who went to Hooters for the wings?
Chili pepper picking day. Make sure you wear gloves. And don't rub your face. This chat is a hoot. You're a hoot, Brenda.
Yeah, Craig.
Do. Fake boobs. People don't go there for the food.
This guy that was a client years ago, his daughter worked there when she's going to college, and she is beautiful. She's a beautiful girl. She had more curves than 40 miles of Smoky Mountain roads. He said on a bad night she'd come home with $300 in cash in tips.
You don't want to breathe in a bunch of that pepper. Was it an oil that's on?
Yeah. What kind of peppers are you picking?
You said chili peppers.
Yeah, but there's like 15,000 different varieties.
Well, yeah. You want him to be super specific?
No, but I was just talking about, was it, one of the really toxic ones, and I say toxic ones like was it the Carolina Reaper or something like that, which was created not too far away from me.
Yeah.
And this you're not right.
Yeah. You know that there's a lot of different varieties. You know those the Tabasco sauce?
Right.
They have a stick, or used to, when they went to harvest peppers, and they painted the end of the stick red, and they weren't allowed to pick the peppers unless it was the same color as the stick. And in French, that was called a bâton rouge.
Ah.
Red stick. So I think that's how Baton Rouge got its name, was from pepper picking sticks. Baton Rouge. Just thought I'd throw out that nice little bit of information there for you.
Years ago, there was I think it was on the Food Network. or it was on the Travel Channel, one of the other.
Amarillos.
They
Still
went
yellow.
to a restaurant that had all these different temperatures of hot sauce. And for one of them, if you wanted to taste, which was basically they stuck a probe down into it just enough to have a little bit on the tip of the probe
Thanks, lag.
and then you taste it. Before they would let you taste it, you had to sign a release saying they were not responsible for anything that was to happen. Ghost peppers.
Those are supposed to be really hot too.
Yeah.
10,000 Scovilles or whatever they call it.
I used to could eat hot stuff. Now I can't. I mean, I eat Tabasco sauce on everything, but that's not considered hot to some people.
Yeah, I like a little bit of spicy in some of my food, but I don't like to just burn your mouth off stuff.
Oh yeah. I don't enjoy it. Not at all.
Well,
The
some of it is
discomfort.
just it's just so hot that's you don't really taste the food. You're just burning. I mean, it's just the heat. Yeah, McElhenny's Tabasco sauce. It's pretty good stuff. I like Tabasco sauce, but I don't use very much. I just kind of go deet deet deet. That's about it.
If it's meat, other than really good seasoned stuff, I usually use it on everything.
Cincinnati Picker sent me a bottle of Skyline hot sauce with an. I bought something from him several years ago. That was good stuff. I think you can buy Skyline hot sauce on Amazon. I need to order some more of that. Yeah, scrambled eggs and hash browns. It's good with some hot sauce on it.
I don't usually eat hot sauce on my breakfast foods.
If it doesn't burn going in and tingle coming out, you're missing out. Oh, that's funny. One drop of ghost pepper and you're done.
No, see, I'm not. I'm not going to suffer for my food. It's been 100 years or so ago when I was about 17. First time we went above. I went above the Mason-Dixon line. We went to Kennebunkport, Maine, and that was before it became fashionable. And we had breakfast, and we got hash browns, and they had garlic on them. And that was the first time I'd had hash browns with garlic on it. And after that, every time my mom made hash browns, you could taste garlic in it.
Yeah, I gotta go watch that video, Carol. That's sad, man. Sad. He gets a very rare disease for a man, breast cancer, and then it Scott said it's now metastasized into other parts of his body,
Yeah.
so then he's got to be weak from all the.
Where's the big goof at this morning?
I don't know. Maybe he's lurking. I'll put a link in the side chat over here.
Bearded picker, bearded picker,
Bearded picker, bearded picker, bearded picker.
instead of Beetlejuice.
Yep.
Nah. Well, it depends. If it's, I'm not eating hot peppers for breakfast.
We have a chain of gas station convenience stores in Texas called Allsup's. And they've been around for a long time. The first Allsup's I went to was probably 45 years ago. And they have these fried beef and bean burritos. They call them world famous. And they taste the same now as they did 45 years ago. But there's some of those burritos that are belly bombs. Because your gut turns and scrambles for the until you're done with them the next day.
Dang.
I got one yesterday morning for breakfast. That was a mistake. My gut was rolling all day.
We have two major chains in North Carolina fighting it out. Walmart, Circle K, and 7-Eleven. They're getting over. They're just on the way out. One of them's called QT, and the other one is called Sheetz. Sheetz. You can't stumble when you say the name on that one. But they're big. They're big. They've got a lot, a restaurant in them. They prepare fresh food. I mean, it's all sandwiches and stuff like biscuits and things like that. But
Actually, Allsup's started in New Mexico, I think. They still have the state flag emblem on their Allsup signs.
oh,
But Allsup's is buying up a bunch of the smaller chains of convenience stores around here, so they must be doing pretty good as a corporation.
well, we went through a merger around here of mom and pops being bought out by the big chains. But I will say for QT, and the few times I've been into a Sheetz,
and Wawa. Is Wawa short for anything? I know it's a convenience store, but is it short for like
for water?
Walmart convenience store? Wawa? Okay.
The Northerners can't say auras.
Where's New Macedonia? Is that in Texas? New Macedonia is Macedonia is over there, just on the northern side of Greece. And Turkey Hill. You getting low ball offers? Yeah, 24K. I got a 2-ounce Libertad coin I'm trying to sell on eBay, and I have it listed for 130. And yesterday I got an offer for 60. Like, really? You're making me an offer for less than half? I guess you win if I accept your offer, but you ain't winning that.
Lag, is Wawa not a good chain?
I've always heard it was pretty good.
Yeah, I thought Maggie was talking about it was a.
Wawa's a town in Pennsylvania. Oh, didn't know that.
Is that where Barbara Wawa's from?
I remember Gilda Radner doing Baba Wawa.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wawa's
Rosanna
legs.
Dana.
Kiss the Wawa.
Okay. He said it was good. Yeah, you got to be careful.
What are we watching here? A watch? 24K? Of course, every link he puts up is... here we got a pretty girl on a couch. What are we looking at?
There's probably a watch in there somewhere.
Then a little boy comes in with a diaper on. What are you doing? Okay, never mind. I quit watching. Oh, because she says kiss the Wawa. Okay, now I get the reference.
Dirtbag is a term of endearment in Philly, Lag. Good morning, Beth.
You missed the 70s and 80s? Yeah. I was watching, that British reseller. He did a live show yesterday. And he is super knowledgeable about music from the, popular music from the 80s and 90s and 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
So he was asking the side chat some of their favorite songs, and they were spouting stuff off in the side chat. Just about all of them were. The oldest stuff was 80s, so then I started talking about Jim Croce and some of the artists from the 70s, 60s, and 70s, and they were like lost. They didn't even know who I was talking about.
I really don't remember the 60s music too much.
Yeah, you're too young.
I was born in 57. And we didn't sit around at that age. I was not sitting around listening to a record player. Now my brother,
Yeah.
is 5 years older than I am, He had a stereo, and
Right around Woodstock was when I kind of started listening to music. Because everybody raved about Jimi Hendrix and people were into Janis Joplin and stuff like that. So I started listening to a bunch of that. Grand Funk. Creedence Clearwater.
Roberta was a big fan of the groups that helped destroy the ozone. She liked all the hair bands,
Hair bands.
Poison, and such as that.
It's got an Android head unit for the car and a new camera. Cost you $1,200. God. They got those like backup camera kits on eBay for not too much. What kind of camera do you need? Gwen's car has a backup camera on it, but it always has so much dirt on it you never can see out.
Roberta's car's got a backup camera on it, and she's like, "You know, this thing has a camera back there." I'm like, I'm old school. I'm used to having to look everywhere.
Gwen's car has a warning beeper too, so I'll be backing up and a dog will walk by and dee 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 dee. I'm like,
The
what's a dog? He'll get out of the way.
Does it have the cars on or to the left or right of you when you?
Yeah. Little on the outside mirror it shines a little light saying, "Don't change lanes or you're
Yeah,
gonna die."
hers does too. But you know what? It's only so fast because cars have zipped up beside me, and it's not. It takes the car's already beside me before the light goes off.
Beth, you better not. Beth keeps sending me. I keep getting the stupidest buyers. I got a negative feedback a couple of days ago, and the buyer had sent me some messages that I don't know what he expected to come of it. It was for post-it notes. He said I was a scammer and dishonest. I can show you the listing.
I saw your listing. There's nothing wrong with your listing,
And
and it's still cheaper than going to Office Depot or Staples.
so I messaged eBay and they took down the negative feedback. I was like, what a jerk. I looked at his feedback and he had four feedbacks. So the guy basically just goes on eBay and buys stuff and then tries to coerce the sellers into giving him a refund. I'm like, nope, ain't gonna do it.
Well, it looks like eBay would have like a code for people like that.
Be right back.
Okay. If they're consistently leaving scammy feedback and people are having to bring them down, having it taken down because it is a scammy feedback, after a few times, they should close the account. When I say a few times, I'm talking about more than once or twice. Yeah, he does. Apparently, 24K. Anywho, do y'all have a bunch of big celebrations over in your homeland? 24K for the July 4th. Doesn't everybody celebrate July the 4th?
In Saudi Arabia? Sure, I'm sure they had a big parade in downtown Jeddah for
The U.S.
with
independence.
red, white, and blue floats
Yeah,
decorated.
I'm sure it's real big in the UK too.
They should celebrate America. We've sent them so much money.
Yeah. Um,
And this has got a would-be buyer who sends me an offer, so I accept. Then she messages me and asks if it's authentic and can I lower the price.
this guy,
What the Fetterman?
this guy back when I was in the 80s. This guy when back in the 80s I bowled with. He is from the UK. He and his wife were from the UK. And we were laughing one night about, there's people in Georgia that's still fighting the Civil War. He said he hasn't had a great uncle that was still fighting the American fighting for independence that we did not win.
They brought a float of Trump over from the UK. Well, that makes sense. What? What the Fetterman? I need to
I,
start saying that.
I tell you what, they're going to. It's going to be by the middle of this fall. It's going to be a bitch watching TV, watching YouTube, listening to the radio, because the
Yep.
political ads are going to start. I mean, we've already started getting the ones for our governor's race, because that's going to be a real.
You're welcome.
Yeah. I can imagine it being better than the last election. It's just going to be a bloodbath and for months before and months after the election is just going to be horrible.
I was listening to one of the political people on YouTube, and they said they got an email from somebody, one of their viewers, that said that they needed to put these people on lie detectors when they're doing the debates and stuff like that. And he said, "What the hell for? They're so used to lying. They're so used to lying that they can't tell. Those machines can't tell whether they're telling the truth or they're lying, because their body doesn't react to it."
Yep.
But it's going to be nasty. And the
Yeah, it
people doing
already
the
kind of is.
what?
It already is. I mean,
Yeah.
prime time. OBS
it's just, it's going to be bad.
Bisquick, $10.49 a box.
You don't make you use Bisquick, and this, you don't make yours from scratch? God, I want a biscuit now.
Pita bread.
Talking about bread is banned from my channel. Because it's not carb free, even though we've kind of blown it for the last few days. And my oldest boy turns 26 today, so I'm assuming there's going to be some chocolate birthday cake someplace. Two pounds of 2.2 pounds of tomatoes is $1.29. Now, Felix, this is a serious question. Do people grow a lot of vegetables, like home gardens over there?
Are you kidding? Nothing grows in the desert.
Okay, well, I didn't know whether they they did the canned gardens inside their house or in their sunroom or their windowsills and stuff like that. Or what do they call them? The liquid ones. What's the garden called?
It's too hot to grow.
Hydroponics, yeah.
They would have to put air conditioners over their gardens.
Well, I was curious. Hey, Glenn.
Strange lemon tree. Hi, Glenn.
I figured Felix would have had one of his 7 wives standing out there with an umbrella during the hot part of the day, keeping all the tomato plants shaded so they wouldn't wilt. Do you mind moving your tail out the way so I can see? So what's your plans for the day, Todd?
Well, I'm going to pack orders, take them to the post office, and then go to Colleen to pick up my auction wins. And then come home and unload it, and then maybe list some of it.
You've got how many boxes of Band-Aids?
They're not in boxes. Well, they're in boxes, but it's like 1,000 Band-Aids in a box, but they're all individually packaged.
Right.
So I'll probably reach in the box and grab 50 or 100 and just make.
Oh, they're not like retail boxes. They're like a lot.
Yeah, they're kind of
like at a hospital, the nurses would go in there and grab a bunch out of a box and stick in their little carts or whatever.
Yeah, I think they're in little bitty plastic cases
Mm-hmm.
or individually sealed type deals. So yeah,
And you've got Band-Aids, and what was the other thing that you got a bunch of?
I got about 500 nail polishes.
Nail polishes. Well, maybe you could swap some nail polishes and Band-Aids to Scott for some some ladies' draws.
Yeah, 'cause I need those.
I could be wrong, but I tell you, if he'd go to the daggum flea market with those things, he'd probably sell through them pretty fast if he'd sell them at a reasonable price just to burn them out.
Yep.
Felix, you're moving more east, like towards Tokyo, or physically or mentally. Let's put it that way.
He had talked a few years ago about moving to Portugal. That's not east though, that's west. Do Band-Aids, why would Band-Aids expire?
Because the sticky on them doesn't stay, might dry out. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe after 20 years. Yeah, I still got tons of earplugs. About 6 weeks ago, I bought 1,500 earplugs, and I've sold 2 lots of 50. I got a long way to go before I'm done with it.
Dang. So you just got them out there on eBay and let them just keep renewing, huh?
I just got a listing, and I don't know, that I have 50 or 100 or something.
Right. Next time there's a rock and roll concert in your town, stand out there and sell them for $10 a pair to the parents of the kids. These kids and their rock and roll.
Yep.
Bandages have a 2 year lifespan.
Well, I doubt that they have a date code on them, so I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to sell them.
I would just like to see somebody that in the Oval Office that doesn't have to be in bed by 9 o'clock because they're too damn old that they have to go to bed. And you say it takes you about an hour and a half to go to where you got to go pick up your auctions at?
Yep.
You going to take the boss with you? Buy her some lunch?
Nah, I got to take the pickup because I bought so much stuff. And she doesn't like riding in the pickup, so.
Well, you need to upgrade her. Get her a expedition or something like that.
She's got another business trip coming up, so she's getting ready for that anyway.
Where's she going this time?
Miami.
Dang. Convention type thing?
Yeah, I'm picking up lag stuff. Whatever he is, she is, it
It.
is. Whatever lag it is.
We're going to give lag the pronoun of it. So since we do not know whether it's a he or a she. Like I said, I personally think he's a 45-year-old mother of 5.
Mm-hmm.
It's us. Then that means you really have some problems. Your split personalities. What are you doing, dude? He's probably some daggum 19-year-old snot nose that's making 50 million a year between his eBay and his YouTube channel.
Really, you think Germany will pull out of the European Union? I bet Germany and France and all of them are tired of paying for Greece and Italy and everybody else ruining their economy.
Well, they can't do that.
Why can't they?
Because they gave UK hell for pulling out of the EU.
Well, that was then. They can change their mind just like a woman.
Well,
oh, sorry, Roberta.
She
sorry,
can't
Anissa.
Hear. She can't hear.
Sorry, lag, if you're a woman. Sorry, Brenda. Sorry, Anissa.
They're talking about Germany pulling out of the EU. I said they couldn't do that because they gave the UK such hell. Todd said, "Well, they can be like a woman and change their mind at any time." Okay, and then he said, "Sorry, Roberta. Sorry, Anissa."
Thanks, Sadie. Yeah, man, I did good playing poker yesterday evening.
How much you win?
$50. So
I
won 61. So, but it was $11 buy-in, so I won $50.
Woohoo!
But to get there, you have to beat. There were almost 1,200 people that started the tournament. And I finished 34th. So you got to have a lot of patience and a lot of luck to get that far.
Yeah.
And then to win the dadgum thing. I was surprised the top 5, 6 places were all above $1,000. Usually used to be after the top prize, it really dropped fast. But the top prize was like 2,000, and then it went like 1,700. It didn't drop that much, and then the next one was like 1,500. So everybody in the top 5 or 6 got at least 1,000.
Wow. Beth, you're too quiet. We forget you're there.
Beth is quiet because she's finding more bad customers to send my way.
I'm assuming the Beth question mark was because you were naming out Roberta, Anissa, Lag for the sorry. You forgot Beth. As I said, she's so quiet. Anissa, you do the math? Oh, I'm sorry. See, Carol's quiet too. She never says anything. We forget she's there.
Yeah. Sorry, Carol. I didn't mean to say all women, but yeah, I did.
A long time. Glenn. Glenn asked how long you had to play to get to the end of the game.
Started about 6, and I got knocked out at 11:20. 8, 9, 10, 11. 5 hours, 20 minutes I played.
But do you know what time they finally ended? Mr. Sadie, what time did it end?
No, it would, unless the players at the final table reach an agreement and they all just settle on a cash out, it would probably go till like 1 a.m. I mean, it just depends on how fast players get knocked out. I got knocked out at 11:20 and there was 33 still playing, so. It doesn't feel very long at the end. It feels long when in the middle of the tournament when you haven't made the money yet, you're just grinding away. Yeah, it's hot. It's supposed to get up to 101 today, I think.
101 today?
Yeah, let me double check that.
It's humid outside already because it's already been raining.
Yeah, it's supposed to get to 101. Which it's already been hotter than that, so I guess we're used to it.
What is $1 a day, Beth? Is that at the thrift store or one of those bin things?
Beth always shops some thrift stores. It looks like she gets all of her stuff in one place because she shows a counter on her cart and it's all in one place.
Beth, are you Amazon and Poshmark? Oh, 100 items. I thought she said 100 tons. I was like, damn, what, she got a semi that she's reusing?
What are you doing? 2.5 hours in one shopping experience. I don't think I could stand that. I guess I do that when I'm garage sailing though, but you always get to go back to the car and sit down for a while.
You're not
$100
aggressive like Beth
day.
is.
eBay and pop.
Hey, Maggie.
What's the stock market doing today? Oh, it's up a little bit.
What's gold and silver looking like?
Yeah, they're flatlined. They're going sideways. I think. Let me check.
Wednesday
Black
is
says sell.
Wednesday is 50 cents a day, Beth.
Makes your blood pressure go up. Why? Cause all the weirdos that are there.
Or there's just so much you have to choose from.
You know, silver's down 1 cent, so it's just flat. Gold is down 57 cents.
There is a guy that has a YouTube channel. He's a reseller. He's Canadian, I believe. And he buys whole houses or businesses. It's Something Incorporated is his title. I can sit there and watch him dig through crap.
Bye, Phil.
Be safe with the peppers. So you walk in there with your baseball bat, Beth? That's it. Bum crack. That's it. Curiosity Inc. I like that. I like his channel. Thank you.
I watched some of his videos. He just lives in a wonderland life. He's always getting expensive estate sale buyouts and drives antique cars, and one of his cars was a ambulance,
Yeah.
like a 1950s ambulance.
Yeah.
If it runs good, what a great picking vehicle, because they're big. I mean, big.
Yeah. Beth, I just like watching his channel. That's what brought him up.
Yeah, he's fun to watch, but I'm like, how can one guy get so much great inventory? Seems like he never gets trash. You know, like if you bought a storage unit, 2/3 or 3/4 of it would just be thrown away.
Right.
But he
apparently has deep pockets.
did do an estate sale. He bought the whole house, the contents of the house. But that place was a hoarder mess.
He bought a house. There was a store beside it, and then there was a couple of outbuildings. You ought to watch him, Mr. Sadie.
You're irritating. I bet you can be, Beth.
Beth probably goes in looking like she's getting ready to go into Thunderdome on in the Mad Max movies when she goes to that 50-cent sale.
Knee pads and elbow pads.
That's
and,
right. With the spiky things on the arm pads. And
there you go. She spikes her hair up into a green, what do they call those mohawks that spike straight up?
She, get out of my way, bitch. She's just pushing everybody aside.
Never heard of Curiosity Incorporated. He's a nice guy,
Yeah. He's a family man.
but he does some videos on the auctions that he has, and he will have $2,000-$3,000 gold rings in the auction. You know, he goes, "Oh yeah, that went for a little bit more than I thought it would. Sold for 2,200." And you're going, "Man, if I sold something for 2,200, I'd be jumping up and down."
Anissa, the one I was talking about was there was like bags and bags of clothes and stuff that the person had bought and never even took them out the bag.
Yeah, the one that Curiosity Incorporated cleaned out.
Yeah.
Anissa.
Beth, was that another grandbaby that you posted the picture of?
Face paint.
Well, I was
She
about to
can
say,
look like Braveheart in there.
Beth probably gets her 5-year-old grandson to do her makeup that day.
I never will forget that line of that great big red-headed guy who says, "Are we?" You know, somebody asked, "Are we going? Is the battle going to start?" He said, "Well, we didn't get dressed up for nothing."
Well, see, that's what you hear about the people at the bins, that they're real aggressive and they'll push you out the way and whatnot.
Oh, well, wear your steel-toed boots.
How many grandkids do you have now, Beth? A dozen?
It doesn't. I'll be right back. I
Okay,
gotta
go ahead.
pee.
Go ahead. Well, congratulations. She probably wears her bulletproof vest and gear when she goes, in case one of them old ladies try to stab her. Which they're putting up a new bins on the south side of Charlotte, and they're apparently putting one on the north side of Charlotte too, sometime this year. But the Goodwill stores around here, they just don't have much. They got lots of clothes, but they don't have much of anything else because they pull all the expensive stuff and they send it to their online store. Hey, you're a little late. I called your name 3 times about 45 minutes ago. Beard. Which of them baby girls get old enough to get married? Anissa. But then again, if y'all were from Alabama, they would be old enough. They're what, teenagers now?
Where did Tom go?
I'm right here.
Oh.
I was
I
looking
thought he
at the chat.
disappeared.
I'm gonna have to take this monitor behind me and set it up here.
Hey,
Put it
Beard.
on 640 resolution or something, and then just pull the chat over to it so I can see that small print. Scott's in the chat now.
There's the big bearded,
Doofy.
big. I thought she was going to call him a big ass. If you want to come in for a little, we'll go a little bit longer and then we'll shut it down so I can go.
Yeah, Todd's got to go to.
I got to go get my 10,000 Band-Aids.
Y'all, I'm serious. Y'all need to work a deal here. Y'all need to trade some panties for some damn Band-Aids. Oh, he's on the road. That's why he's
on the road again.
Hey, for the record, here's the story. It ain't. You need to start talking about Mississippi. When my in-laws got married, she was too young. They had to go across the lines in Mississippi because you could get married in Mississippi at 14. Alabama does have some standards. I don't know what it is, but I think you got to be older than 16 because I think that's how old she was when they got married. They had to go to Mississippi.
I thought you was gonna say. I thought you was gonna say she was only 12 and she couldn't get married.
They got married in Iuka, Mississippi, which is a hole in the wall right across the line. Yeah, I had to do the auction this morning.
Were you delivered this morning?
Yeah. Walmart is smart, by the way. If y'all didn't know the way they market and carry on, so this Walmart here, it's their flagship in the area. They have a big thing out in the parking lot where they train all their managers, and so they're redoing it, repainting it, redoing the front of it, and they've got the parking lot messed up. So guess what they did? They said,
What?
"Here, try our at-home thing for free for 30 days while we mess up the front of the store." That is somebody who's thinking. You know, you don't want to inconvenience a customer. Give them free home delivery for 30 days and then see if they'll pay for it afterwards.
Well, that's a good thing to do. At least you're keeping the people buying while you're.
Yeah. I'm out of Coke Zero. I can't wait. I have to stop.
Until 1976, the minimum age for a female in Alabama to get married was 12 years old, and the male was 14 years old.
Wow.
They must have got married after that now. I don't know when
No,
they
I
got married.
I was just joking. That was what until 1753. That's what the age was.
Yeah, but that's a different animal. People didn't. They died at 40.
You know, I watched there's a movie on Netflix about Madam something or other. She's a black lady. She created a successful line of African American ladies hair care products. She had a hell of a time because she was still under the women couldn't own anything. That it all became when they got married, the husbands got everything. Like if she inherited money or wealth from her family, it all became under his control, not hers. So besides building a successful business, she had to deal with that BS.
Well, they had control of some things. Look into the late early 1800s and who ran the brothels. The black family that ran the brothels with slaves in New Orleans.
Yeah.
There's I think a mother started it, and then the daughters and the granddaughters carried it on. They ruled New Orleans for quite a few years. The brothel business.
Yeah, my browser history is a cluster mess. Because y'all start talking about stuff that I don't know what you're talking about, and I have to go Google it.
Damn it.
If I had to pay Google for each gigabyte of access, I'd probably be very poor.
Gigabytes, megabytes.
No, gigabytes. Megabytes. I've long past megabytes.
All right, so I think I'm about to start ship. I'm going to Walmart, then I'm gonna start shipping. I think this might be the end. I might have to quit because the post office changed the ground advantage. I think this is finally the straw that broke the camel's back. I'm gonna quit.
Yeah, we're done. We're done. It's over.
I'm gonna make that video today, by the way.
You're gonna have clickbait.
Damn right.
Honestly, are people talking about that? Is that
They're acting like business policies, all this shit is the most complicated thing in the world, and the world is coming to an end. Noel has done business policies for 2 weeks in a row trying to explain it to these people. If you can't understand ground advantage and business policies, I hope to God you got a job. It doesn't take more than you want regular or super unleaded.
would you like that supersized?
It's like fries to go with that.
Because you know it's always the sky is falling. But then again, you know I'm a lover of USPS because of all the crap mail that we get.
That's the key. That's it right now. Why are your eBay sales slow? It's because of ground advantage.
Yep.
What do you need when you go to Walmart? You need one of these.
Yes, it does. Scan. What was that? Oh,
A Glock
Damn.
43.
dang, Scott. Is it that aggressive in there?
Do I have my underwear on? I got a gun with me somewhere.
I mean, it's Walmart.
I jump out of bed, put my underwear on, grab a gun. That's too much information for y'all, probably.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
It's a lie. I sleep in my skivvies.
You're a mess. A mess. All right. Roberta's giving me the wrap it up signal because she's got to get on a phone call. So I got to go.
You act like you got DSL, and you need to find a different area of the house so you're not bothering her, so we can stay on as long as we want to.
Okay. I'll
See, Tom, I'll give you your out. You have the same thing that I have. I have a permanent. If I don't want to go somewhere or do something, I just look at him and go, Johnny's having a bad day. I'm out. You can do the same thing. You know, Roberta's not feeling well, and nobody's ever going to question it because of what these ladies have been through so far.
Yeah. Well, in the mornings is when her busiest time is about phone calls and stuff like that because everything's gone to hell over the night. So anyway, thanks, Todd, for having me on. I got to get out of here.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, it's time to shut this puppy down. Thanks, everybody, for coming. We'll be on Tom's channel tomorrow.
Yeah, be safe on your travels, Todd and Scott, and anybody in the side chat that's traveling
Yeah, I got
today.
8 more miles to go, and I'm done.
All right. Bye.
Bye.